Good morning. So, continuing in the spirit of our sermon this morning, and thank you, Bruce. Your words were very thoughtful, and we're going to continue with the testimonies on what Trinity means to us. So I'd like to introduce my most fabulous Mini Cooper convertible driver, Julie, and she's going to share with us. And as Matt said earlier, she is the voice of Trinity, so she appears online, but she's in person this week. So thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you. My name is Julie. We live in East Aurora and got up early today to be here in person, which is rare. I am delighted to be asked to give testimony as to why and what Trinity means to me. I teach middle school Spanish in our town, so it's more usual for me to be speaking to 13-year-olds, but here goes. We came to Trinity about 2006 or 7. All right, I'm sorry if you have teenagers. You know what I'm talking about, 6, 7. I was a newly single mom of a 2 and a 5-year-old. Family was all down south, and I had been searching for a church home. I was baptized Episcopal, but I didn't attend services regularly growing up, mainly Christmas and Easter. And I admire the traditions and the pomp and circumstance of formal religion, but I consider myself more a spiritual person. I never felt like I truly belonged to a church. I was more an outsider looking in, wondering what I was missing. I love to travel, and be it Sevilla, Spain, or Mexico City, Rome, or Hong Kong, my favorite, most awe-inspiring places inevitably are cathedrals or temples. Add in the fact that my best friend growing up was Catholic. I would stay over at her house and go to her church on Sunday morning, and I can never forget the feeling of being less than when I sat back in the pew and her whole family went up and took communion. So you can imagine my impression when I walked into Trinity to see this glorious place, which then rustled my little kids into their Christmas pageant as an angel and a shepherd right away, and they encouraged everyone, including the children, to take communion. It's very special. The enthusiasm, the encouragement, the sincerity, kindness, intelligence, beauty, and openness I found here was so heartening. As I thought about what to say today, the word that resonated with me was genuine. In fact, since high school, that word seems to have guided most of my major decisions. Lean toward the genuine people and places, the ones that feel right in my gut. The extra effort that Trinity puts into creating their bulletin each week, even including the second secular poem or a reading, as well as occasional prayers from other Anglican branches, reminds me that the church is not an island, but intertwines with the real life all around the world, and that was what I had been searching for. Frank and I were married here in 2009, along with our 4 children. We created our wedding invitation with a watermark background of the stunning angel window as the background. Krista played at our ceremony. I always figured that as the kids got older, I would have more time to give of myself to something besides family. Honestly, though, when you get up at 5:30 every weekday, sleeping in on a weekend has its draw. So we were members, but not attending regularly when COVID hit. I am a Roswell Park patient. I have a genetic immune deficiency. And I know we all felt the immediate fear at the time, but mine lasted much longer until about 1.5 years later when the antibodies finally hit the infusions that I receive every 3 weeks. And I have some protection, but vaccines usually don't work for me, so I'm one of those that needs the herd effect. I was forced to stay home and not allowed to teach at the time while feeling quite adrift and purposeless. But a turning point occurred when Catherine Lincoln contacted me to see if I would want to record a reading to be shown on Facebook during our service time. I was excited and nervous and thrilled to be asked. It was something I could definitely do. It felt like a kind hand reaching out. And since then, it has morphed into being the Voice of Trinity almost every Sunday on Facebook Live. It's the connection I didn't know I needed, And when I type hello Trinity family, I mean it like a hug to everyone. I'm so proud that my church started and has continued this incredible.
God, thanks.